Our responsibility was to audit 168 organizations as follows: Union, 6% of the portfolio; conferences and missions, 46.4%; education institutions, 20.2%; healthcare institutions, 14.3%; publishing ABC's institutions, 4.2%; ADRA, 6%, and other types of organization not mentioned above, 3%. Our human resources are 15 professionals made up of 20% of female and 80% of male. 53% are certified professionals and 46% are pursuing their professional certification courses. The work plan results are as follows: completed audit, 27%, work in progress, 10%, and work not attempted, 63%. The types of financial statement opinions: standard or unqualified, 60%. It means that the auditor concluded that the overall financial statements are fairly presented. Qualified, 22%. It means that the auditor concludes that the overall financial statements are fairly stated, except they contain a misstatement that is not pervasive, or the auditor is unable to obtain sufficient audit evidence to determine whether they may be material misstatement, but confident that any potential misstatement is not pervasive. Disclaimer, 18%. It means the auditor declined from rendering an opinion on the financial statement because auditor is unable to obtain sufficient audit evidence, and the potential misstatement could be both material and pervasive. Audit opinion over 5 years. The opinion has improved in 2020 compared to 2016. The standard opinion increased by an average of 18%, increasing from 20% to 60%. The qualified opinion decreased by an average of 13%, from 52% to 22%. Disclaimer, decreased by an average of 6%, from 28% to 18%. Policy compliance report. 13% of report not including any violation of core policy, financial policies. 87% of report include at least one violation of core financial policies. Policy compliance over 5 years. The percentage of policy compliance has improved from 2016 to 2020, especially in 2020, when the standard policy compliance increased by 9% compared to the average of 4% of the preceding 4 years. No policy compliance decreased to 87% from an average of 96% of the preceding 4 years. Reporting highlights. Top 5 reasons for no standard opinion of financial statement. 1. Lack of evidence of accounts payable. 2. Lack of evidence of expenses. 3. Lack of evidence of accounts receivable. 4. Lack of evidence for disclaimer. 5. Lack of evidence for inventory. Top 5 reasons for no standard policy compliance report. 1. Monthly financial statement not prepared and or presented. 2. Audit committee missing or improperly constituted. 3. Lack of funding of depreciation. Inadequate cash for funding monthly provision for depreciation. 4. Inter-organization accounts are not reconciled monthly and settled quarterly. 5. Conflict of interest statement missing or incomplete. 5 top reasons for documenting internal control weaknesses. 1. Inadequate review or approval of journal vouchers and or financial statements. 2. Inadequate monitoring of operating effectiveness of controls. 3. No fraud risk assessment performed. 4. Uncollectible accounts receivable evaluation of allowance not completed. 5. Reconciliation of accounts not consistently performed. A supplement data of this report is provided as a separate document. I want also to highlight that we have a challenge of GCAS employees' high turnover in WAD, which affects negatively the audit productivity and the coverage. COVID-19 effects. In 2020 and 2021, the audits were performed remotely with limited on-site procedures. Remote audit challenges. Delayed responses to auditors' inquiry and the provision of information. Clients' lack of equipment, scanner, and internet connection. The use of portal not effective. In conclusion, we read in Colossians 3 verse 23, it reads, "And whatsoever you do, do it heartedly as to the Lord and not unto men." Thank you for your attention. I move that this report be recorded.